done. Be directed to YouTube. Can I forget the one I have to push off? Uh-oh. Once this page loads, you close the YouTube page. Okay, got it. All right, so we are live.
Awesome.
Hello, everybody.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. So we are live, and welcome to the Tuesday, May 17th, 2022 Recreational Health and Wellness Advisory Committee meeting. It is a virtual meeting. The important notice is that this meeting will be held electronically in order to ensure transparency. An audio recording of this meeting will be live streamed on YouTube on the Village Merrickville-Wolford Committee's YouTube channel with the address and posted on the village's website. I call to order the meeting. It is now 7:01. Does anyone have any disclosure of pecuniary interest in the nature thereof?
Nope.
Oh. Perfect. I thought that was Scott. Okay, so we'll go on to the approval of the agenda, or approval of the agenda. Do I have a mover for the agenda?
I'll move it.
Or I should ask if there any additions need to be made or anything? Okay, so do we have a mover for the agenda?
Yeah, I can move it.
Thank you, Sarah.
I'll second.
Perfect, thank you. Angie, so all those in favor?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect, so approve of the agenda is approved. Okay, the approval of the meeting minutes of May 10th. I do have a question before we get on to that. Just in terms of, because we'll be talking about this in a minute when we come up to the later part of it. In the advertisements and invitations, it was confirmed that council has approved the committee spending up to $200 in advertising as requested. Do we have that anywhere from the council? Or I know it was verbal. Do we have it actually? Is that amount recorded anywhere is what I'm asking. Does anybody know?
I'm not sure.
It should be recorded. It should be recorded on council minutes when we receive them for our next minute for approval.
And if I might just add to what Mike said, I don't believe there was a resolution. I think we'll go by show of hands, if you will. So that would be captured, if not explicitly in the written minutes, it's certainly captured in the recording. So you're good to go.
Okay, and that was in your recording at the council meeting?
Yes, I think it was Mike that brought it forward. It was
Right.
either Mike or myself, but I'm pretty sure Mike did, and everybody, the council was fine with that.
Okay, I'll just,
Yeah.
and then I'll explain that later on when we get down to the other stuff. Okay, so that being said, thank you for that. Is there anybody, do I have a mover for the approval of the meeting minutes of May 10th of 2022?
Yep, I will.
Thanks, Sarah. And a seconder?
I guess it's only Sarah and I that can.
Well,
All
there you go.
right,
So,
I'll second.
Everybody still there?
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Angie, you're okay?
Yeah, I said I'd second it.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry. I thought you
no,
said
1
wait.
second.
That's what I thought too.
Oh.
Perfect. We're all good. The approval of the minutes as well have been approved. Okay, so we'll start with the update of Participation Community Better Challenge. The registration.
Okay, registration is all done.
Yeah.
As I explained last week.
Yeah.
And that anybody who wishes to register as an individual, anytime they put their address in, they will automatically be added to our community. I attended a webinar. They went through how groups can be registered as well. So they particularly encourage this for things like schools, and the library can use the same. They also suggested getting the local daycares to register. And then so one person registers, and then weekly, one person uploads an average of activity by members of the whatever group it is that they are representing. So it's a very straightforward system. So the library can do it, and then people can just come in, and they have logs people can fill out. And the schools can do it. So one person at the school will say, there's this many students, and they had 20 minutes for recess 5 times a week or 10 times a week. So that would be this many active minutes, and just upload those at the end of the week.
Oh.
So getting the schools and the daycare involved is what was the pinch of most Grenville.
So in that case, so if Mary Kate could do the uploading, or
Yeah.
Linda?
Yeah, it just has to be one person. I mean, it can be more than one person, but just one account. So only one account
Right.
per group. Yeah. So one from the school. So it could be a different person each time, but they would be registered as one. They'd have to have the registration and the password just to log in, and then just enter the numbers and just do it once a week. So 4 times basically.
But would we be able to call anybody who wanted to register through the library group, and have the library just upload once a week and say we had this many people?
Yeah. Or they don't even have to do it once a week. So if somebody in the village wanted to participate, they can take a log sheet, they can fill it out themselves, and then at the end of the month, they log to the library, and the library can add their minutes as a monthly thing. They don't have to do it once a week. They could do it once in the whole thing. So if they wanted to.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's very simple. And it's all about just getting people out there.
I'm only saying that, sorry. I was saying that because I talked to Mary Kate today about her on the poster, like the library on the poster, just so that, when she saw it, she wasn't a little, taken aback. And I told her that you were doing that webinar and that we'd have more information for it. So, and she said, oh, good. She goes, I'll just need to know, what our role will be and how I can help. And I said, yeah. I said, we'll get that to you, and I'll talk to you, with more cohesiveness, I guess, next time. But that might work really well, because if people just did log sheet and gave it to Mary Kate, she could just, well, I don't want to say she could just, but she might be willing to do it that way.
Yeah, and I would be happy to go and help her set it up and show her how to do it.
Do you think that's a good idea, you guys, going as a
Yeah, I
group
think
from the
that's
library?
fantastic.
So do a library group?
Yeah, and so the Legion could do one, the Lions could do one. Like I say, the daycare could do one, the elementary schools can do one. They can all have separate groups, but they all get added by code to our municipality.
So just to clarify then, does that mean that instead of, the 300 students don't have to log it individually, one person at the school can log it for all of them just one time?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, anything that makes it easier for people to participate, I think, is a great idea.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I think it's they've made it as simple as possible.
Except when I tried to sign up, I signed up for 2021, apparently. Have no idea.
Yeah, and I tried to download
Maybe
the app.
didn't start yet?
No, but I tried to
Oh, no.
download his. Go ahead, Sarah.
Oh, I just was wondering if you couldn't sign up because it's not June of 2022 yet, but I'm just going to go see what mine is.
You can download the app, they said. Groups can't register until after the 18th, so that's tomorrow. So as of Thursday, groups can register. So the schools and the you know, the library, the, you know, any of those can register after that. So they're still getting the website up and running. So there are various parts that are not quite active yet. But they said download the app as soon as possible. Wasn't able to, but that could be an internet thing as opposed to a participation thing.
Okay. So the groups sign up. That's really cool. So anything else under registration?
I don't think so. No, I think that was, like I have a copy of, they sent me a video of the webinar that I was on, if people want more information, but basically I'm happy to go through what it was talking about if anybody wants to know.
Well, Angie, maybe I will talk to you later about that, just so I can have some succinct information for the papers and for the Phoenix. Oh,
okay.
Because the Phoenix especially, that would be a really good, because then that'll reach everybody, like it'll reach more people, and they, you know, and especially the group, on the group side of things. And we can even put the groups in, you know.
Yeah, like if we know what groups are signing up. Yeah.
But I mean, just or examples of the group. So a group would be, for example, you know,
Yes.
the not the daycare would, but give them the proper names, the Lions, the, you know, everybody, and just try to get, if we all participate in this, then that'll just help the groundswell.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, Angie. Because I will talk to Grenville tomorrow, I guess. Okay, I'll hold on to that. That's all right. Advertisements and invitations.
Okay, so nothing really has changed since last week, other than you guys have seen the posters. So I was just waiting basically to know, do I have to wait for the clarification on how to bill, or if I could just send them over before we get that clarification on how to bill?
So I did talk to Mr. Robertson today again, and he was looking for the resolution. And I told him, I said, because he went through the whole history and on how we have to get approval, because when I asked him the first time, he says, well, not really sure about this. I'll have to think about this. I said, okay. So then when we spoke today, and he told me about how the structure goes, and I said, yeah. And I said, but we do have approval from council.
Okay,
Well,
so I can
to
send
go
that
ahead.
through?
Yeah, so it was to go ahead, right? To go ahead with being the liaison, or the head of this, or the lead on this participation. And then I'm saying, but we also got money. We were also, because he said council had to approve the money. And I said, but they have. They have? I said, they have. I said, we have $200. He goes, $200? He said, am I missing that? And I said, well, no. I said, but then I realized it was in our minutes from last week, and he wouldn't have those minutes yet, number one, but there wasn't a resolution. And I had explained to him that both mayor and councillor had approved, had told us, had talked about it, and we were approved the $200 at Copa Studios. And so or for the printing. So I told him that we were going to go to Copa Studios, and that's where it was going to, that's who was going to do the printing for it. And he said, go ahead and tell them to bill the town direct.
Bill the town direct. Okay.
The village. Yes, to bill the village directly.
Village directly up to 200.
Exactly, because that's what
And I will bring that to Chris this week, and I can't imagine it take very long to print them.
Okay, so, and I'll just let, that's why I asked the question about in the minutes, because I'll just forward that to CAO and the deputy clerk to make sure that we're all together, okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Then the Facebook, yes. He asked that we use the Facebook account for the town. Okay. And that Emily, all we have to do is give the information to Emily, and Emily will upload it, as well as the website.
So I can just send whatever I want them to put on their Facebook page through email to Emily.
I would.
She will download them onto the website for us.
Exactly.
Okay. And what's her email? Do we have that somewhere?
She's reception? Is Emily reception?
No.
No.
Bear with me a
Rebecca.
moment. I might be able to get it for you quickly.
Sorry, and she's not there anymore. She went out, right?
So her name is Emily Morrison, and her
Okay.
email address is accountclerk, all one word, at merrillwolford.ca.
Hmm.
Account.
No dash in Merrickville Wolford, right?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
So account clerk is all one word, and
Yeah.
then at merrillville-wolford.ca.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks,
I
Doug.
will adjust the posters then to not say follow us at this website. I'll just say to follow the community to the I'll go make sure I know what that's called too. Merrickville. The Merrickville Jewel of the Rideau? Or is it Merrickville? What I'll have to find, I'll email with her to find out exactly what it is.
Is it merrillvillewolford.ca?
But the Facebook name, I don't know what
Oh,
it's
sorry.
called.
Emily will know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll reach out to her to get that clarified
Great.
before I send it in to.
Sorry, Sarah.
Well, that's okay. I don't know either. There's so many different Facebook pages, and some of them you can tell are just made by individuals. And I'm sure there's one that's actually run by council. So I want to make sure I have the right one.
Yeah, perfect. So we'll change that on the thingy, right?
Yes, I will change that before I'll send her an email tonight. So hopefully I get an answer tomorrow.
Okay,
And then as soon as I get that clarified, I will update the posters and send it over to COBA as soon as I can. So that Village of Merrickville Wolford, that's what it's called. Because it says it's a government organization. So that's got to be the right one.
cool. And you'll just check regardless?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. This is getting exciting. Anything else as far as advertisements and invitations are concerned?
I think that's all I've got. Once I get those, I'm assuming again that Chris is not going to be taking 2 to 3 weeks to print some pretty basic things.
Right.
So I'm going to bring them in hopefully by tomorrow, if not Thursday at the latest. And we'll have them maybe by the last week of May. We can do, if Scott has any updates on that, we can do the handouts, and then I have no problem going to the boards in the village and asking if I can put them up once we have them in hand.
Perfect. And Sarah, when we do that, because I guess we won't be meeting before that, right?
I don't know. I don't think we have
mean-
anything booked, but I do have a list here if you want to go over where we were looking to put them.
Sure.
So the post office board outside, I would bring it to council or to the community or to the municipal offices, and they put things up there, or who has the key for that?
So if you like, you could ask the municipal office to put them at the bulletin board by the post office and the one in Easton's Corners and in the community center.
Okay, so that think of the community center. Okay.
Sorry, and one for the hall in Easton's Corners. So there's the bulletin board and there's the just
By the mailboxes there.
way up by the mailboxes,
Yeah.
but also put one inside Centennial Hall.
Okay, and you said the municipal offices will do that for me?
Oh, sorry, yes, yeah. And
Okay.
also one for the municipal foyer.
Okay, so that's 5.
And
Yeah.
Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I can go to Food Town, the library. I think Main Street has a bulletin board. I think Village Bean has a bulletin board.
The Goose does, or they used to.
Oh, the Goose does, okay. The 3 churches, if I can get in there, I don't know if they're open during the week or if they're only all open on Sunday morning, but I can reach out to them. The health center, the drug mart, the bank, and the vet are where I'm looking to go ask.
Liquor store.
Oh, they have one?
Oh, they used to. It's not very big, but knock on the door.
Yep, worth asking, eh?
Yes.
What about the fire hall?
Leave it. Yeah, when you take them to the office, maybe
This is-
take an extra one and ask to put in the lunchroom / training room.
Okay.
Are you
Hey.
going to both drugstores?
I can't, I forgot about the one over the bridge there. Yeah, I can go to both drugstores.
Okay.
So that's about 20 of them, which I think is how much we've budgeted for. Unless there's, and if, I mean, if there's any leftovers, do we bring them to the schools as well? Or do they already know about this enough that we don't need to put them in the schools?
Well, they certainly know we're doing it because I visited all 3 schools. Whether they would want one, and I don't really think there is.
I don't think they would need it if they're going to log them individually.
Correct. Yeah, I think, yeah, if there's the direct, the one-on-one
I
contact.
can go and look at the gas station as well and see if they have something, or even if they just let me put it on the wall or the door or something.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll just.
They put stuff in the windows.
Yeah. So I think that's a pretty good spread throughout the village that
Yeah.
whoever's gonna see them is gonna see them.
Maybe, I don't know whether it's worth it or not, but what about the chiropractor? Well, Vic, I mean, he's right on the main drag. I just, medical professionals, I don't know. I have to think about that.
Or the dentist too.
Or maybe we take some of them, maybe that's where some of the handouts go.
Yeah, I'll put it on the list for sure and kind of see like
Yeah,
the other place we can maybe reach out to, although it's a long-term care facility, not a retirement home, is if they do any exercise classes there. But in my experience working in retirement homes and long-term care facilities, they don't tend to do a lot of exercise in the long-term care world. It's more the retirement facilities, but I can go ask.
yeah. So it's an idea. And it's getting all the demographics in too.
Yeah, I'll start with the kind of hot spots that we know have
Yeah.
bulletin boards, and if there's any leftovers, then I have a few of those kind of more obscure spots to go and not leave any posters unattended to or not used.
And Sarah, when you're doing this, if you want a hand, just give me a shout. Let me know
Sure,
when
yeah.
you're doing it, and I will be happy to come and help and walk with you, do
Yeah,
whatever.
that sounds
Okay?
great. I'll let you know when I
Okay.
get the posters and we can plan something based on that.
All right.
Could I just add a little bit to that,
Yeah.
Madam Chair? I'm just thinking of the specifically our 2 long-term care facilities, Hilltop and Rosebridge.
Mhm.
Whether the residents are doing any exercises. A lot of the staff walk a lot every day.
Mhm.
So if the staff live in Merrick or Wolford and you're on your feet all day and you end up walking a whole bunch of miles every day, just another point of contact, not just the residents, but the staff as well could register.
And the other thing too, on top of that is that I know from just watching, there's a lot of residents that walk all day,
Mhm.
Sure.
you know? And maybe the recreation director, if they have one, or if they have something in, part-time, even in that respect, they could actually register as a group.
Yeah, they very well may have an exercise group. I know the retirement homes I work in Kempville do, I think Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, they do like chair yoga or they do
Exactly.
whatever. And I know when I was working there last summer, Kempville had posters up in the building all over the place. So they definitely logged theirs. So I don't see why they couldn't log them here too.
Yeah. It's a good idea. Okay. Anything else for advertisements or invitations? Or ahead? Okay, events. We have the school's on board. We have our walk. Do we have a set plan for the walk? Did we decide on a time, as a firm time for our track walk?
I think I wrote 6 o'clock in my calendar when we talked about it last time.
And everybody's still good with that?
Sounds okay to me.
Yeah, that works
Okay.
for me.
At the risk of sounding really silly because I don't have a calendar and I don't know how to get it on my clock fast enough or my phone fast enough. What is the first?
A Wednesday.
Oh, that's even more perfect because Mary Kate said, because I told her that we were going to walk the track as kind of as a launch. And she said, oh, she says, we can keep the washrooms open and and things like that. So I just like, okay, but it's open anyways, right?
Yep.
Just for a case point of reference, because she said that they would be there. So, so we've got the walk in the schools planned. Anything else? Have we thought of anything? Should we worry about anything else right now?
The only thing that we were waiting on was Scott was going to talk to Merrick Academy
Merrick,
to find out if they could help hand out flyers.
Right.
We'll have to find out how that went.
Doug, when you were talking to them, did they say anything about doing anything? You said that they were going to do something? And then
Yes.
Scott, sorry.
Yep, that's okay. Yeah, so I don't have the times in front of me, but both Merrickville Public and Saint Marguerite said that they would do something at the beginning of the
Right.
morning, and I forget the times that they start. And pardon me, Merrickville Prep said we can do it anytime, like, you know,
Okay.
it doesn't have to be at 8 or 8:30. You know, they'll
No.
incorporate something to do their launch as a school launch, as opposed to, you know, who knows, they might participate at 6 o'clock as well, but they'll do something in that category of the schools do their own launch in the morning. So very flexible
Right.
on.
Okay, so launch at all the schools.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the walk, the raceway, racetrack at 6. Okay. I'm just going to report that to the newspapers.
Yep.
Okay, anything else as far as participation is concerned?
No, I think that's great.
Okay, so we'll move on to updating Merrickville Wolford amenities.
Well, that was the thing that we talked about. We were just going to put it on the agenda and carry it through until we were done with the staff action. Because we
Okay.
felt we had enough on our plate for now.
Yeah.
So I'll just
We're
keep
gonna
putting it on the agenda, but we'll keep moving it forward.
Perfect, okay. And any new business?
If I could, Madam Chair, just to go back to the point Angie said, it's, you know, it's a carry forward for the, what would we call it, the submission in July. I gave CAO Robertson a heads up that that'll be something that, you know, there may be input from a municipal perspective, whoever's writing it, whatever we gain over the course of June, of, you know, whether it's formal ideas or informal, but to be able to make sure we have a really, really, really good submission as to why we should be the one out of the whatever 50 that are eligible for the qualified to be considered for the $100,000, you know, what we would do with it. So staff are aware of that. That's in their mindset as well.
Awesome. Okay. Hey. Sorry, I was just thinking about how we would reach out and how we would do that. But can that be a collaborative thing then?
Mhm.
For the, because we do want to make it real. We want to make it as convincing and as, you know, it's almost like a grant writing thing, grant writing proposal, is it not?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
And actually, maybe this might be something Angie could help with, in that the information you have to date. Are they looking for, you know, what specifics might they be looking for? Don't have to have the answer tonight, but to be something, you know, to keep in mind. You know, do they say we're not looking for people that want to start from scratch and, you know, build an arena, which you wouldn't do for $100,000, but
No, they talked more about the fact that they want to know what the community did. So have videos, have photos, have testimonials, that they will send you a bunch of questions that then you turn that into your submission. But that the money could be spent on anything you like, and that it can be updating. It doesn't even have to be spent within the community. Like, the money is yours to spend on whatever you want. It's much more why you should be the winners, I think, is part of it. Like, what did you do? How did it make people get more active? Especially if you can get it to be a lifelong thing as opposed to just for the month of June. That was much more the sort of thing that they were looking for, as well as good spending of the money. But that seemed to me what they were suggesting. But I haven't seen the questions that they want. So it's not a submission where you just, you know, it's not like a university entrance application where you write a blurb. It's more that they will send you some questions that you will respond. But they did encourage you to have ideas before, and to be collecting photos and videos and testimonials month of June, so that you would be able to put the submission together very quickly, because you really don't have a lot of time. I think you have like 5 days or something, or a week.
Wow.
okay. On that note, that might be valuable information when you're, Angie, you're going to be speaking to the schools how they can register as a group. Did I hear that correctly? Well, anyway, whoever is that person, you might say to the school, can you take, you know, photos, whether it's the morning of the launch or during the course of the month, you know, take pictures every now and then and get comments from the kids and or the parents, capture those comments so we can save those to consider, you know, as I think you mentioned, you know, testimonials, that kind of thing. So we have a pool of comments to consider putting in the application in July.
But yeah, I think everybody should be collecting that. Like, I think Scott was talking about taking photos and stuff too, but that we should be taking photos of any events and just getting, you know, regular members of the community. So like if the Lions Club is signed up, or just get a few people there to make comments about how more active they've been in June because of this. I think that's the sort of thing that that's my impression, is that's the sort of thing that they're looking for.
And if you plant the seed with the groups, as an example, the Lions Club manage or organize, whatever the right word is, for the community garden. So, you know, they might say, oh gosh, you know, we've got 40 plots this year, we've got 35 people using them, and maybe on a Saturday morning, you know, when everybody's out gardening, that's an exercise, I hope it qualifies, and have a group shot of people at the community gardens as an example. In other words, you know, the groups themselves can do some get some testimonials and or photos to provide to the committee to use in the application in July.
So do we want to target these groups, like target the groups and explain all this to them? Can we think of some way how we can broadcast that to encourage that? Is this a personal, like one-on-one kind of, I'll drop into Lions and libraries and bears on my, no, Lions and the Lions Club and, you know, maybe the Mad Gardeners and, you know, different activities, the Seniors Fitness Center, the Seniors Fitness Club or group?
Yeah, you could do a bit of a generic, you know, letter / email and send it to, the president of whatever the group or the chair or the main organizer, and then to say, with some information and say, be more than pleased to meet with your group at a convenient time, one-on-one.
Well, that's a good idea. What does everybody else think of that?
I think that's the way to go, Jen.
Yeah,
Get the word out some emails, and do a one-on-one like the mayor suggested. I think that's the way to go.
Okay, so if we do that, the school, Angie, you're doing the schools?
I can. I'm quite happy to do the schools, because then I can show them. And I mean, for all of them, it's like showing them how to, if they're going to do a group participation, to log it as a group so that everybody
Right.
doesn't have to do it separately. But I'm happy to go to the schools and do that. Yeah.
If you would do that, would be great. And then,
Okay. I'll do the schools.
So Angie, the schools, if we can break this down, and maybe we've got the Lions, and we've got the seniors' homes, right?
Mhm.
The daycare.
The daycare,
Oh, I didn't put that on my list.
the Lions, the daycare, there still is a seniors fitness group.
I think it's through the community center or it's through the health center, and we've got both of those on our list.
Okay,
The seniors exercise class takes place in the community center.
so is that I'm sorry, I don't know enough about it, but is that run through, is that someone doing it at the center, or is it's not a municipal, it's not a,
No, it's the CPHC, which I forget
Or
what
is
that stands for. At any rate, you could get a contact name from the municipal office, because I do believe that they ask for the waiving of the rental fees, or there's an agreement of some form.
Mhm.
And the contact, hopefully, or it may well be, I'm not 100% sure, that the individual who actually teaches the classes.
okay,
At any rate, you could certainly find out, are they meeting at the moment? And I'm not sure if they do, but they used to meet Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 o'clock for an hour. So someone could go, one day, just probably even just show up and just have a chat with them, what it's about, how you
Okay.
can register, etc., or who to contact if you need to know how to register.
okay.
What
So
about the
Li-
Legion? Like they do dances and stuff, don't they?
The Legion, yeah. Lions, Legion, daycare, the exercise class.
Perhaps a suggestion might be, I don't know whether it's going to be you, Madam Chair, but somebody come up with a list and share it with everybody by email. Say,
Yeah,
are we missing somebody? And then you can get the list and then ask who might go, and reach out to whatever group, say the seniors, yes, I can go on a Tuesday at 10 o'clock, or something of that nature.
okay,
And kind of a timing to make sure that make sure we've got as definitive a list as we can, and then to make sure that somebody's going to have a chat with them.
okay. I'll come up with the list. I'll do a list of the ones that we've talked about and add whatever I can think of adding. And then I'll just do that. I'll just email it. Be a lot simpler, won't it?
Yep.
And
And then sorry, Sarah.
so I was going to say, is that the list of people we want to go and actually talk to, not places where we want to hang posters? That's
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And we'll do up, I'll just do up a generic email as suggested, and just do it and send it to them. And then the ones that we can send and the ones that we can't send, we'll find a way to get it to them.
Yeah.
And then we can do a one-on-one if necessary. And Angie, can we always throw your name in there for more information? Angie?
She's on mute, but I'm sure she said yeah.
Angie. Wonder, can I do this? Does this work? Asked to unmute. Huh.
There's got to be a Zoom joke out there somewhere. Surely after the last 2.5 years, we've come up with a good joke.
Oh,
Hi.
there you are.
Sorry, sorry,
Angie.
I had a phone call. I'm doing the advanced poll election on Thursday and Friday, and that was my boss the Thursday and Friday
Oh,
about tomorrow. So she was giving me information. I was in the meeting, but I wasn't. So yes, you could put my name down for you got my phone number for extra information.
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't
putting
put your
my
name
name on there.
Right.
But I'm happy to, because I have access and I have a name at participation. Like I have somebody that I can email if I have extra questions. So
awesome.
I'm happy
Okay.
to be. So sorry about that. Yes, I'm still here.
That's okay. Okay, so I'll get working on that list and I'll get that out as soon as I can, okay? Ooh,
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, 1 second.
it's okay.
My dog likes to bark anytime someone comes up the stairs.
Social guy. All right, so any new business
No, I think we're just waiting on Scott for the
for the,
handouts.
Right.
And that's, for now, I'm going to assume that whether they go through Merrick Academy or not, we can still do that.
absolutely.
Door to door. So what I'll do with the printing is I'll make sure we get enough posters to hit everything on that list. And then I'll say the rest of the money can just go to however many cards that they can make. And we'll use those as the handout door to door.
Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, anything else then? We'll set our next meeting date, which will be in, well, do we need to meet beforehand?
Probably not a bad idea, maybe to just be sure we're ready to go.
Good idea.
The 31st of May is a Tuesday. Does that work?
The day before? We're not ready for kind of Euclid, are
Nothing
we?
else to just iron out the community walk and everything like that?
Yeah, that's, I'm cool with that.
I'm good with that as well.
I can, yeah, I've got a little adjustment to make, but I can make it, sure.
Would the week before be better? Like that's next week though. I don't know that we're
Yeah.
gonna necessarily have totally new information.
Unless
think
there are
that-
any, I was just gonna say, unless there are any hiccups, if you think, there's always the potential. You're not gonna do much about it on the 31st, maybe meeting on the 25th, on the assumption Wednesdays are good. Maybe meeting on the 25th is not a bad idea, even if it's a 5-minute meeting.
I can't do the 25th. I can do the 24th.
It's a council meeting evening, although
Okay.
you guys can still meet, Mike and I, it's your meeting. And I don't know. Or
What
Monday.
about the 26th, you guys? Can you do it Thursday?
I'm not available Thursday. I can make Wednesday work better than Thursday.
Okay.
Or Monday, the 30th?
The 30th would be better. It's so close.
Yeah,
Then we can, because anything else that comes up before we can talk about by email, can't we?
I'm gonna say yes, you can, because it's really not, you wouldn't be having a meeting to make a decision in terms of, from a resolution perspective. This
No.
is, we'll call it the operational stuff that's being done on the basis of all the resolutions that you've passed.
Right, so if we, yeah, because we'll have that list that's gonna go through to who's, and it's just gonna nail down who's gonna do what to where, right?
Yes,
Like, as far as that's concerned, so that's nothing we're not doing anything new, we're not doing anything, we're just doing what we've done all along.
Do we
So,
need to have a meeting to discuss Scott's findings about Merrick, or can that be done through email?
email.
Okay. Then yeah, as long as it's not a Monday or a Thursday, I'm available. Like I could do Tuesdays or Wednesdays.
So you know what, I think the 31st, why don't we look at the 31st then? Because the 24th doesn't give us a whole lot of time to do a whole lot either. Does it? I mean, I know it's
Not
a
really.
week.
If I may, Madam Chair, I think the 31st is a good thing. We're just going to basically give each other a pep talk and, ensure that we're ready to go. And anything that's ongoing at the moment, like the mayor suggested, a few emails here and there should correct the course of direction. So, a media release is coming out soon. So, I mean, that's said and done. So basically, a little, half-hour get-together to ensure that we've got all the bases covered, give each other a little bit of a pep talk, and I think, we're good to go.
Awesome.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
the 31st at 7 is what we'll request.
Right, and I'll put it in as a special meeting. Okay, and everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect. Well, if there's nothing else, then I'll ask for a motion for adjournment at 7:45.
I'll do that.
I'll second.
And I'm assuming we're all in agreement. So we will adjourn this meeting at 7:46 on Tuesday, May 17th. Thank you, everyone.
Great meeting. Thank you.
Thanks.
And
Have a good long weekend.
Oh, yeah. Have a great long weekend.
All right.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Okay,
Bye.